I don't have a lot of stuff. At least that is what I try to tell myself. I have a simple wardrobe, a simple set of dining supplies, and one cat. But what I do have a lot of is comic books. Graphic novels to be more exact. Today I'm going to talk to you about how I manage my comic book hobby and why these books haven't reached the top of my ceiling yet. I used to pick up single issue comic books, but I stopped my pull list when it was time for me to move to another city in order to focus on my studies. But my graphic novels all went with me when I moved, and in the following months after that I started to curate my books. So over the last 2 years I've started to increasingly read and reread all of my books in order to see which ones I want to keep and which ones I want to sell. So going through all of that hassle of putting them up on a Swedish bidding site and then packing them up and then shipping them away week after week as I increasingly read more and more and got a better picture of what I actually wanted to keep. I don't see myself as a completionist when it comes to the collecting itself, but I do see myself as an essentialist when it comes to the characters that I do follow within their own storylines. Like, I don't have all of the Batman books out there or all of the Spider-Man books out there, but I do like to think that for myself that I have the essential reads that makes for a good reading experience with those characters. There are two big questions that I get asked a lot when it comes to the collecting and all of it. One is, how do you afford this? Which is going for what you see behind me. How can I afford this? And the other question is, now a more recent question that has gotten asked is, how do you stay away from FOMO? And FOMO, for you people that don't know the term, stands for the fear of missing out. In other words, fear of missing the latest, hottest book when it comes to single issues maybe, or a collected edition, and you're afraid that if you don't buy this now, you will maybe never get the chance. So I wanted to address those two questions in this video, as I see them as the two biggest questions when it actually comes to how to manage a comic book collection. I feel that the simplest way to answer how I can afford to buy all of these comic books and graphic novels is to answer what I don't buy. First of all, I don't drink, so I do not spend any money on alcohol on the weekend or any other day at that. I don't smoke or have any other kind of tobacco addiction. I don't even drink coffee, and I think that could be a big one depending on where you get it. But I do love my Coke though. What else? I do not have a car right now, so that means no money on gas. And my living situation right now is that I rent a 60 square meter apartment, so that means no house loan. So right now, if you simplify all of the things, all of my expenses go down to rent, food, and comic books. But as I said, it is an oversimplification of it, but it's pretty much what it is. It doesn't mean that I put all of my leftover income into comic books either. Right now, my income is a student loan on 10,000 kroner, and that is divided up on 50% going to my rent, 20% is going to food, and 10% I put away in my savings, and that leaves 20% for miscellaneous stuff, which is my comic book hobby. But the thing is, I also increase that budget by reading and rereading all my books, and then, as I told you, selling them off. And that goes both into my savings account as well as my comic book hobby. And when I moved here, I had over 900 books in my graphic novel collection and am now standing on just a number above 500. So that has been a lot of books that I've been selling, and therefore earning back money and not spending all of that on comic books again, obviously, but it has increased my savings as well as I can feel free to actually pick up the books that I really want at any time. That is the best explanation I can give you when it comes to how I can afford my comic book hobby. Now to the other big question. How do I stay away from FOMO? To put it frankly, I follow very few comic book influencers on YouTube. Therefore, less times do I hear about the same book over and over again from people that is telling me that I have to check this out and I have to pick this up. It sort of gets into a mantra that is slowly but surely making you think that you need to pick up this book. If a graphic novel would show up and pique my interest, I simply go and search for a review video of the material inside. Most of the books that I do buy is either a deluxe format edition or a omnibus. So there are sure to be review videos out there of the material that is collected within it on the smaller formats that has been released before this new bigger format. So maybe there are review videos out there of it in paperback format or maybe in the single issue runs. And some other times I just listen to my gut. I think I have since long ago accepted that I will not ever read everything that is out there. Just like I will never see Paris. I find my collection more attractive being built by books that I enjoy instead of what other people enjoy and the latest hottest books. Or maybe I'm just picky, I don't know. But that's it. That's my tips and thoughts on how to manage this comic book hobby. Please leave a comment and a like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit the bell. And we will be sure to see each other again in another video. Now, I'm gonna feed the cat.